back to Miami-Dade again for my last session of the week. You might be wondering, like, what's the point of me coming here when, one, my coach isn't here, none of my teammates are here that I usually train with. At the moment, I can't even use their actual pool. Something that I can definitely take away from this week is, if I can train here, I can train anywhere, because at the end of the day, you just have to do the right technique. Sometimes when you go to a different pool or you go somewhere that's a little bit less comfortable, you will tighten up and your technique will kind of go. And I found that this week for sure. I found that on a few things my technique hasn't been 100% there. Some dives haven't gone as smoothly as they could do. At the same time, like, I take a load of information from these coaches here. They just pick up on very small details that can make a big difference, and when I come here I basically try and take those little bits of information, those little details, and continue working on them when I get back home. So this week, one thing that's kind of forced me out of my comfort zone so far is working on my twist. If you watch a twist dive that we do, you see that one arm comes across the chest, then one arm is up behind or on the head. I get a bit lazy with my arm and it comes out away from my head goes up, my chest comes out, and my other arm isn't as tight in as it should be. Due to that, I lose a bit of form in the air, lose a bit of tension in my legs, so I have a big leg split. If you can see on, I might even just link in a little double out and show you the leg split on my double out. One thing I've done here is basically broken my twist all the way down, and for those that understand diving, I'm literally doing a forward somersault and then doing 1-2 twists, which is something that I never really do. I never do that kind of drill. Usually I just go straight to the lead up for the big dive, and I hope you can understand that if you don't really know diving. I feel the problem straight away, because when you do the bigger dives, the more difficult dives, there's so much more going on that you need to focus on, and it's really, really difficult to think about getting the right twist shape, because you're worrying about the approach to the end of the board, the hurdle, you're worrying about where you are in the air, you're worrying about the speed of rotation, and then at the end of it you're worrying about where the water is and how you're going to attack the water. So you don't really think about the twist. Breaking it all the way down to the base level and working on it from there, trying to get the right technique. Hopefully I can then just transfer that skill to the harder dives, and as it becomes more and more natural on the easier version, it's more likely to be correct on the more difficult version of the dive. I've reached the end of the week in Miami, and me and Sam's housemate Ryan, just there, have come down to the beach. He's going for a little swim, I'm just going to chill out a little bit, but this view is insane. I mean, look at that. That is unbelievable. Very, very, very different to home, but this is great. This weekend, definitely on a chill thing. There's a college football game. UM are playing Georgia Tech. The last time I went to see a UM game was 3 years ago, and they lost, so hopefully I'll be able to witness a victory this time around. That'd be nice. Whilst I'm here, I haven't done this kind of thing for a while. Hold up. So at the moment I'm on a penthouse balcony overlooking pretty much the whole of Miami. We're up here getting ready to go to the Canes game. Miami playing Georgia Tech. That's why I'm repping you once again. We've got the whole crew just getting ready to go. It's gonna be a good day. It's raining hard here. Let's go. I was gonna go and get a shower after this game. Looks like I don't need that anymore.
We support farmers. America's all about supporting farmers.
Americans take their holidays very, very seriously. This is pumpkin carving. I've never done this before in England. No, I've never done this before. This is disgusting.
No, it's great. It feels
No, I mean the stuff inside is.
It's kind of therapeutic to feel like this.
Oh.
Bring that.
Nice. Nice. Sideways with the boys. When I arrived in Miami, I posted a picture of me being here, and someone on my page reached out to me, said he lived up in Fort Lauderdale and wanted to come down and meet me, get a picture and just have a chat. I met with him today. We had a good chat about kind of everything, you know, sport and sport in Jamaica. We both had our opinions on how it should be and how it could be better. I think Jamaican people are very talented, and Jamaica could be even more of a sporting power than they already are if there was more investment, but that's completely out of my control. There's nothing I can do about that. It was good to talk to someone who has been following my progress and kind of supporting what I do and has kept up with all of my movements over Facebook. It's really cool that I've been able to help someone learn about my sport. He was telling me how he first heard about my name, then did some research and saw I was a diver, then did some research on diving, then understood the technical side of it a little bit more. You know, in Jamaica you have Rick's Cafe, where people do crazy dives off the really high, no, I can't really call them boards, off really high platforms kind of thing. And then you also get, you know, kids jumping off bridges around the city and around the country just into water, and that's their diving. But they probably never heard of Olympic diving before I came along and started representing the country. They've never really been able to see and appreciate the technical side of it until I started representing them. Hopefully I can do more to help more people learn about it, because I think it's a great sport. I wish it could get more exposure, but it's a sport where the focus is only on it every 4 years. Between that, we still work hard and we still train really hard and push ourselves every single day to do the best that we can. But at the end of the day, it's not televised, it's not really covered, so no one really sees that, unless we do things like YouTube where anyone can watch it at any time. Also, I had a question. The main difference is just the number of variables that you have between indoor diving and outdoor diving. With outdoor, you've got the wind to deal with. If you're stood at the end of the board on your tiptoes, I mean, you don't want to be wobbling all over the place, and the wind can make you feel quite uncomfortable. You've got the sun, which obviously changes location in the air over the course of the day. So if you train in the morning or compete in the morning versus you're training or competing in the afternoon, the sun's in a completely different place. So when you're in the air spinning, you might not see the right thing, or you'll see something different. So it can be a little bit confusing. Also, at random times during the same session, a cloud can come and cover the sun, so the lighting completely changes again. There's the cold, the potential cold. I mean, when you start outside and you got a little breeze and you got wet skin, it's going to make your skin and muscles feel much colder. When your muscles are cold, it's hard to do any kind of activity, never mind diving. Then also there's a chance of rain. I actually quite enjoy diving in rain, but it's not something you want to do on a regular, because it can make your body quite slippy and you don't want that problem. Also, like, actually wildlife. You know, I remember in Barcelona a few years ago, I was competing and there were birds that just came and landed on the water. The best thing to obviously do is ignore them, but I could not ignore them because I just found it so strange, because it's not something I've ever seen before. If you're going to do a dive, you don't want a bug or a wasp or something to come and land on the board, because that's going to put you off. Obviously you're going to stare at it, you don't want a wasp to sting you, you don't want to walk on a fly when you're doing your dive, like, it just doesn't work. Those are loads of problems that you just avoid with indoor diving. The temperature's usually the same, there's no wind, the lights stay in the same place, and you don't really get bugs. Outdoor diving is definitely much more challenging than indoor diving, but you just got to deal with it the best that you can and try and keep everything the same as possible to indoor, because at the end of the day you just got to do the same technique and that's it. I hope that answers the question. I have 2 more days left here, 2 more days of hard work to go in before I go back home, and then it's time to get ready to go out to Australia. Buzzing, very, very excited to go there. Thanks for watching.